Apologize for the delay. I was detained unintentionally and unknowingly, like I had no forewarning. So I am here now. Hopefully that will at least make up somewhat for it. So it's really fast. Let me announce to everybody that I'm actually streaming. This here. Leave that from there. That's fine. Yeah. Take care of that. Yeah, everything ran behind because of my unforeseen delay. So I know I apologize a lot. It's kind of half-hearted. I mean, I don't mean to be late, but I mean, I'm not usually all that late, but today I was bad. So my apologies, seriously. Okay. All right, so the goal today in Asylum, we're gonna be doing that going forward until we finish that on this slot, is to see if we can get out of being stuck in the one specific area and get out into more of the general, like where patients are and things like that. That is, at least for me, that's my goal. See if we can manage that somehow today. Now, if we can't, we can't, but I'm going to do my darndest to get us upstairs, I guess is where it would. Well, no, there are rooms you go deeper into, so maybe not upstairs, but to get out of the front desk and a couple of the side rooms, right? I'd really like to be considerably farther into the institute as soon as we're able. However soon that might be, mind you, I don't know, but that's my plan. So that's what I would try to achieve today. Don't mind me, I'm just pulling up. A couple things that I still didn't have. Oh my gosh. Go away. I thought I blocked your ass yet again. What in the hell is going on? Why is it never blocked? Stupid Nejna junk. Yeah. You get booted right afterward, but unfortunately it doesn't stop you from showing up. Piece of crap. I hate you guys so much. Get out of my face all the time. More viewers? Nothing pisses me off more than the same bullcrap spam I always get. Even with an AI bot, I can't get rid of the stupid spam. Judas Priest, just go away. Sorry, I can't even with all the that I get every stream. Okay, I'm calm. I promise I'm calm. Oh, so we're just right in. There's no, like, main menu or anything. Okay, well, that's cool. Let me, though, go over here and adjust the sizing on this. This one should be the one I want. Wow. The size on this is not even remotely close to correct. This is going to be fun to try to manage. How is this so far off? I don't understand how the dimensions are off so much. Okay, this overlay is not going to work. I'm sorry, but that overlay is not going to work. Too much is missing. Just one of those days where everything is going garbage for me, apparently. It's okay. Look it through it. Just figure it out. Oh, I think I changed this. Hang on, let me see. Let's turn this back on. Let me do properties. No, that's still... Alright. Let me temporarily change this. Hang on. This is not what we're going to stick with, but give me a second. Or, well, more than a second. Give me a couple minutes here to try to fix stuff. I don't even know. This is going to take me a while to fix. Even adjusted. Like, I don't know how people are okay with, like, practically no real room for the gameplay. How is that okay? I don't get that. Like, why is that? Start with this. I appreciate the artwork, but there's far too much. Let me show you the artwork. Let me not show you any of the game, which is kind of the whole thing of my channel, is games. Like, why would you not give room for games? I don't get that. Like, what is the reasoning? That. which is this. I think. I don't know how I handle this. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, just leave it, I guess. It won't be perfect. Still have some work to do, but it'll be much better than it was, I think. Hopefully, at least. Okay. I need... Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna, because this is taking way too long, I'm just gonna, for today, I'm gonna rearrange this stuff and we'll figure it out for next time. This is ridiculous. Like I said, this is actually dumb. Should not take 750% of my window. Come on. Stop fighting me on the snap. What is it? Okay. So we're doing it this way? Sure, I'm all stretchy face or something. I don't understand. What's this? That? Well, that needs to be below. Of course it does. Everything is fighting me. Stop fighting me, please. I think it's frustrating. Would you? It doesn't want to snap. It snaps in the wrong place. Sure. I don't even know. Whatever. Guess. Fine. I guess that's what it's going to look like for now. It's still cutting off massive amounts. Why? Who has dimensions like... Okay. I don't know who has dimensions like this. These are the least realistic dimensions for gaming that I've seen, like, just about ever. Like, I don't understand how this makes sense. No. Okay, for now. Guess that's what we're going with for now. Sure. Anyway. Just as we came from them, one day we'll all return to the eternal waters. Because that's looking out into the outside? Interesting. Okay. I wonder if that was just for that to say that, or if it was for some other reason that we had that. Classical gold. Violin concertos, Suite 16 B minor, flute solo from Turandot, and Nocturne Suite B flat. Okay. Nothing can provide me with relevant information, just directions for the janitor. Had no use for those cleaning liquids. Boxes seem to be filled with random junk. Likely broken down radio wouldn't even serve as a collector's item. Right click to show an item you're carrying. Left click to use it. Psych of Study Neurotrans. Record book updated. Okay, so we got whatever clue that might have been or whatever. We got that. There's nothing else on the screen. He was just getting into the trash, I guess. Okay. There were probably multiple bug species crawling on that blanket. Anxious as I was to find the reason behind my visions, wasn't inclined to rummage through organic trash. I mean, this trash is okay, apparently. Just not this trash. Hawthorne Daily. Cleaned using cloth empty trash. That's both Hawthorne and Ebersbauer. Ebersbacher, I should say. Ebersbacher. I wonder if that's what we picked up. Okay, let me let's do this. Was it in? I don't remember how to get into notes. That escape, okay. Well, maybe not. Hang on. All right, right click. Right click is my notes. Okay. Unlock Ebersbacher's drawer. Okay, topics. Notes in the janitor closet. Words psych of study and neurotrans were written on the paper from the garbage. There was something about this Kirkbride layout of the Institute that seemed important to me. There was a key aspect of this architecture that eluded me, but for sure was part of the greater mystery of Hanwell. Process of reopening? Hanwell Mental Institute was in the process of restoration, but why? For what purpose? Maybe other people in the building would be able to tell me. Oh, yeah, I see. That might be all we get from that, actually. Yeah, let me just... Messages on my phone and such, too. Trying to close it and set it to the side. Okay, so we have looked in here again, because I think we looked last time on the Hallow stream, but we did find that, so that's a good addition. Take it. That means that we see nothing. Alright, if there's no light on. It's not just like we get another view, like maybe there's something that we could see with the light off versus on. No, so we actually can't see anything if we have the light off. That's what it looks like to me. Useless as they were, the chairs couldn't even pass for proper decoration in such a broken state. What's this again? Psychology of nerve. Methoflove. Maybe it's Psychologylove. No, nobody. Okay, fine. Hadn't come to the institute to sit down and read gossip magazines. From here. Oh, is this like The Shining? We're gonna see ourselves in the photo that was taken like 80 years before. Well, 1920, 1980, 60 years before, whatever it was. Opening of West Infirmary, 1878. Interesting. Other than exiting, let's see if there's anything to examine on the photo. I feel like probably not, but you never know. I mean, there might, to be fair, there might be something on here to analyze, just in general terms, right? My point is, I don't know that we have any information that would make us especially analytical about the photo. Like, oh, let's see if we recognize somebody in the photo. We have no reason to believe we're going to recognize anybody from 1878 in this photo, right? We have no reason to believe that that's going to be a thing. So, all right, so that's no, I think. Reasons for admission, 1864 to 1889. Now, to be clear, I believe we're here in like 1980s or 1990s, something like that, I think is when the time frame is. I'm not totally sure, but something like that. I think it's modern times anyway. So, reasons for admission from 1864 to 1889. Intemperance and business trouble. Intemperance. I was really upset that my business wasn't doing well, I guess. Now, intemperance probably meant something else. Anyway, kicked in the head by a horse. Hereditary predisposition. Ill treatment by husband. Imaginary female trouble. Hysteria, immoral life, imprisonment, jealousy and religion, laziness. Okay, you could read the rest of the stuff. I don't think liking Myst, the game. Is that a little Easter egg? That's awesome. Holy crap, for over 30 years. Excuse me? That's not in a row, I hope. There's nothing left if it's that long. Rumor of husband murder? Snuff eating? Were you supposed to sniff? Snuff? Not put it in your mouth, but take it up your nose? Okay. Egotism, dropsy, epileptic. Okay. Yeah, this is obviously bad. Okay. Well, so that's some of that, I guess. Okay, so just these. Nothing really else we can examine on this board, I guess. Electronic therapy for mental illness. Longer life for people past 40. Yeah, sure. Yeah, because that's scientifically sound. Can't read this. Looks like a... I don't know if it is. I was going to say it looks like a list of some kind, but I'm not totally sure this is. But can't read that anyway, so I guess no. Okay. Oh, that's going out there. Going in that direction so we can go through the archway, I think. Magazines would have crumbled at my slightest touch anyway. Can't go any further to the corner. Alright, let's go here. This is back to the front desk where Julia, what's her name, I think, is? No idea how to turn them on, otherwise I'd certainly have tried. cared enough to have emptied the trash cans yet. This is kind of like scratches, right? Where you have a picture you can examine, but doing so more closely doesn't always yield any fruitful results. Let me think. Unfortunately, the clock was broken. Have to find other means to keep track of time. So we came from over there. See if there's something, not the same, but something similar on this side. Obscured window gave me a sudden sense of claustrophobia. Like maybe there's something we missed that we can use the letter opener on, or something, maybe. So clearly they had to do something about the state of the building if they were hoping to reopen it. Fortunately, I didn't have any urge, and if I did, I'd have held it. By some divine grace, the lid was closed. That's got so many flies, I think, yeah, even if I were able to, I probably wouldn't want to examine that more closely. Oh. Just a regular trash can, which unsurprisingly hadn't been emptied. No way I'd come closer to those sinks. None of those. Never thought a mirror could get so dirty. No. Yeah, so this just takes us here. It doesn't actually. Lights didn't work here. Can't actually say I'm surprised. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything here that we could interact with beyond what we have. Obviously, I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem like it, for now at least. There was nothing across from the WC. Wallpaper was falling apart, giving way to moistened plaster. Okay. Just looking at it made me feel sad, yeah. Plant needs water. This is not going to be like the greenhouse scratches, so. For anybody unfamiliar, in case you're wondering why I mentioned scratches while I'm playing this is the same, well, sort of the same developer. The developer from back then was different, like a different company that went defunct. But one of the main two people, I guess, from that company, Agustin Cordes, worked to develop this new company, Senscape, that does this. And So you can see influences of scratches in this game. Of course, it's not exactly the same, but it is definitely similar in many ways. Let's see. It brought back memories of school and how much I'd loved studying. Below it, CO something. I thought maybe it'd be below it comes or something, and it might be, but here it says, why did you come? So I don't know. Blackboard was somewhat unsettling, but I couldn't put my finger on why. Blackboard learning in the dead of night. Take these broken chalks and learn to write. What are we casting spells now? Blackboard in dead of night. Take these chalks and learn to write. Okay. Theoretical framework of relational spirituality. Psychotic. Self and others. I don't know if, I mean, I don't think we can turn pages. I click again and it just closes it. So, I mean, I guess I could right click. Yeah, no. So I think we just look at these, and if there's something shows up, and if not, then it's just like interesting informational things, I guess. This might tie into some patient's information that we might learn later. Hard to know right now, maybe. But, so for now, there's nothing more with those. Okay, here. It's an ordinary ashtray. I think that's a crack. Hanwell Mental Institute. Beginnings. For decades, the Hanwell Mental Institute housed patients of many ages with varying degrees of mental illness. Feeble-minded men and women not fit for living independently in society were admitted and received excellent nursing care. With a hygienic environment, magnificent facilities, and well-qualified personnel, the Institute strived to attend to all their needs. The four-story building was constructed atop a cliff amidst a leafy and calm forest. With the goal of housing over 300 patients, this particular location ensured maximum security. Access was severely restricted, and any patient attempting to leave would have to descend a rocky and winding path down to the base of a high mountain, thwarting any attempt to escape the facilities. Every day, patients could spend their time in the vast courtyard, library, or game room and take part in other leisure activities. The most capable ones were periodically selected to help with daily duties such as laundry, cooking, administrative tasks, and such. Groups were assembled and assigned to a therapist according to the cognitive capabilities of their members, engaging each individual in diverse approaches to therapy. These included standard rehabilitation, hydrotherapy, group therapy, and, for the more difficult cases, other more stringent methods. I guess we've already read that because that didn't add anything to our notes. Please be more mindful of the vinyl records. Their covers are scattered all over this section. They're getting damaged. We can't let patients play them, although I've seen members of the staff being careless with them as well. It's a shame and a disgrace to all the hard work we nurses do here to keep this place running smoothly. Alice. Relaxing classic music. Prelude for guitar, number 16, toccata in D minor, variations OP 36, and dusk in a G flat, on a G flat. That didn't deserve my attention. So you give me a magnifying glass just cause reasons. Nothing to note. Kind of weird to change it to a magnifying glass here just for nothing. Why not just have it say nothing then? A little bit confused with that, but you know, whatever, I suppose. And I can't get over to the tape player. No, that's a book. That's a book. That's why. Okay. I was thinking there was a tape player. Maybe I could play some tapes from it, but it's just a thick volume is what it is. Yeah. For now, that might be all that's in here. Looks like we didn't really gain anything new from this room. This is a cross with chairs, I believe. We did end up getting into that previously. I remember that. Is there no light? Okay, so I don't need to worry about that, I suppose. Didn't have enough time to search through all those aged documents. Best to look elsewhere. Excuse me. Records, notes, essays, even newspapers, but nothing of importance. I don't know if I'd say nothing of importance. Nothing that I particularly myself find important would probably be more accurate. Nothing that was important to me. Same thing as on the other side? Oh, same thing as actually farther toward the front. I see. Either way. I assumed it would be a similar thing of, I'm not really going to search these, or these aren't helpful, or something along those lines. Now it's impossible to pull out. What was it to do? Thought I was right click, but maybe not. How can I? Oh, items maybe. Letter opener seems sharp enough to cut through more than just paper. Okay. Not at all, apparently. Ah. Nothing of note. So I need to actually get a record and put on there. Nothing of note didn't deserve my attention. Okay. So it looks like I need to get a record of some kind. Maybe there'll be one I can actually put in my inventory instead of just flipping it around. I get an actual record and put it on here and play it is what it sounds like to me. At some point. Maybe not for a while, though, too. I don't know how soon we're going to need to do that. This is speaker wiring. Wiring diagrams seem to indicate the location of speakers across the section of the first floor. Uh-huh. So if some of them are not working, I need to. Well, at some point, I might need to find them and fix them. Maybe. Hard to know for sure, but. Okay. And then we had these. Register of patients who had forever become part of the Hanwell Mental Institute. So this looks to me like pages are maybe torn out or fell out with age or something, but it's not giving me. It's just saying the thing about patients being forever part of the institute. So it's a shame. Okay. Surely there had to be more interesting things to investigate rather than meaningless paperwork inside the safe. Yeah, we opened the safe, I believe, last time, and I think we already got out whatever was in it. Okay, I guess that's it for here for now. Almost looks like writing up here, but I don't know what it would say. Can't zoom in or anything either, so I guess nothing. On the other side of the door, let's have a look and see if we can read it. No. Still cannot, so yeah, not actually helpful. Okay, let's go into this room that had the chairs just in case. Oh. Concluded that the fire extinguishers were probably decoration by now. Doubted they'd still work after all this time. Yeah. Okay, let's see if there's anything in here we can cut with a letter opener. Yeah. Some of these glasses. Gave it another try, but the alarm wasn't working. Yeah. Switch didn't work, but not even bright light would have made this visiting room more appealing. All things considered, rearranging the tables and cleaning up a bit wouldn't take too much time. Not really finding anything that I didn't see before, and I can't go farther back into the room this way. There's not a way that I can see to get back toward the far end of the room. So talk about moving this, but don't actually have the ability to do so, apparently. Right. Oh. Memory of some kind. June 6th?
All right, this is not in my head. People are mean here. I need to leave.
Interesting. Bizarre hallucination faded as abruptly as it came. It seemed random, an involuntary figment of my memory, unless there was a reason behind it. Do I know this person? So that person had said, it is not in my head. People come in, was about all I could gather from it. And I don't I have subtitles turned on. I'm not sure why. It did not show subtitles during that part, but we have the note in our journal. So I guess that's good enough. Okay. Interesting that date, that's the same. That did not change at all there. This is the same memory. Now, sudden vision arrested my senses when I looked at the calendar. I was sure that whoever that person in my flashback was had been someone important to me. Okay, so... Oh. It said the note. Like we did a note or something on it, but I didn't see... Oh, here we go. Maybe. Felt terrible about not disclosing the truth to Julia, but there was no way she'd have allowed me in if she knew that I was a former patient of the Institute. In any case, the first step to understanding my condition was to remember what had afflicted me in this place. It really didn't give us much more, though. Maybe it's my condition? Let's see. I'd been experiencing this condition for days. First, they'd been mildly annoying. Brief blackouts. But then, I couldn't stand them anymore. Julie had mentioned that an intriguing Dr. Miller was taking over operations in the Institute. Clearly someone I'd have to speak with eventually. Julie was the new receptionist at Hanwell Mental Institute. I was shocked to see her sitting at the desk upon entering the building, but she seemed nice. Plus, she allowed me to come in without providing much explanation. And then Dr. Ebersbacher. Vaguely remembered Dr. Ebersbacher as a therapist who treated patients with novel psychology methods. So I don't know what updated for that memory, but obviously there is, that information is there. Anyway. Okay, let's go through here. I think if I remember right from the demo, she did well. Actually, when we were talking to her at the beginning of this fresh playthrough too, I'm pretty sure she says something like "Do not go upstairs." So I think what we might end up needing to do is play a record, and then have that distractor. Maybe. State of disrepair in the institute was truly mind-boggling. I don't know though that we are going to find a record we could use on that, right? I don't think we get anything closer. We can go outside again, but I don't know if that's going to be helpful or not. Talk to her again. Oh, that's the answer, really. Let's just do this. Okay. We've not been in this back hall again yet tonight, so see if there's stuff here we missed. This is still frustratingly, this door wouldn't open. Shame. Could have used some fresh air. Library, female infirmary. Um. It's kind of hard to tell, right? But there very well might be stuff in the scraps on the ground that we can examine that'll help us for later. So, spend some time on that. Still nothing new. And of course, a lot of these are just, windows to offices we've already been in from the other side. Library. I think this is jammed, but this is blocked, so let's go here again just in case just in case the other opens up. Let's go here first. Double check, try to make sure we didn't miss anything. No guarantees, but try not to have missed anything. Well, I'm not seeing any indicator to examine anything in here. So I think this is just a dead end. Not dead end, but a blocked off area that just could stay blocked off, probably. Alright, let's... Because I don't know why we would go forward there. Did we? I don't remember. We might have found something lying on the floor or something over there. I don't remember now. Door seemed to be latched from the other side. Okay. Back up what I don't think there's anything here, but what is this? Turn the light switch on? Oh, I see. Yeah. Got it. Cafeteria Male Infirmary. Yep. It's locked already. Did I already look on this other side over here? Oh yeah, that's where it would not open. That's right. Okay, yeah, fine. These windows are interesting because, based on the structure of things, it looks like these would go straight into the offices, but I don't think that the doctors would want windows to their offices so that patients going by potentially would see them. Because if they are particularly violent in disposition for some reason, that's possibly a way to get them to set off, right? It could trigger them. Get them to react. It all seemed like random notes, even silly jokes from better days the Institute had seen. Not the kind of information I was looking for. Okay, so this is all just that stuff. Okay. Door was shut tight. Cannot look in the windows, apparently. Although there are bloody handprints left behind there. So that's interesting. Male infirmary. Beyond this area were the low-risk cells. Can't see anything beyond. Can't examine either. Okay. This side? Same thing, not really getting anything out of this, okay. This is chained or something from the other side, I think? Stuck. So, not chained necessarily, but... Another broken switch. Okay. Oh. I don't think we can, but anything with this extinguisher? No. Okay. Hmm. Of course, been in here already, but no more books to pull off the shelf and examine, I take it, from here? There's something here. What's this? There were more interesting aspects to this office than dusty old books as much as I enjoyed them. So, yeah, so nothing. Nothing we're going to do with those. Got it. Okay. You just had to say I'm not a fan. What does this say? Turn it around this. I don't see upside down or right side up. I don't really see a set of letters. So I don't know what those markings are. Scratch marks maybe of some kind? Somebody get injured slightly during the course of therapy, quote unquote, or not. Perhaps there'd be a cassette somewhere in this office. That's the same. Hopes and find a meaningful clue in the trash bin were crushed when I saw it was empty. it's all still... Yeah. Even at the top part, it's still that. Okay. When I first arrived at the Institute, I wasn't sure what to expect. Though it's well located and its facilities are modern and effective, the horse and buggy mentality of the staff and approach to medicine are appalling. It's been a few weeks already since I got here, and I know for certain that I won't get along well with Ellis. I can appreciate Dr. Hanwell's perspective and his need to take a firm hand in everyday activities at the Institute. I know too well what it means to deal with these slick, mindless individuals, but Ellis is an altogether different matter. His attitude is borderline brutish and dates back to a bygone era of barbaric practices. I can't understand how this character has attained so much rank and power at the Institute. Wish I could understand what Hanwell saw in him. In spite of the general adverse environment, I am anxious to start testing my theories with a number of patients. Fortunately, the staff seem to respect my background and extensive studies. They almost seem intimidated by them. Even Ellis treats me differently, with a kind of silent doubt, as if he didn't know what to expect. And I've seen how he treats women in the Institute. Guess I must become some sort of puzzle to him. Must be some sort of puzzle to him. So, I look forward to keeping my notes and observations in this journal. I will be working with a particularly diverse group, with some of its members exhibiting extreme and promising pathologies. Rebecca is by far the most intriguing subject. This woman has been a schizophrenic from a young age, exhibiting a rambling and erratic personality. No family, no social life to speak of. She used to live in the suburbs, where she'd roam aimlessly in the streets. Your typical town loony. Last year, she was viciously taken by two thugs, and then left evenly beaten and bruised in a damp alley. It's a miracle she is alive. It's a miracle anyone cared enough to save her. Sadly, she became pregnant after the attack, which sent her psyche into an even darker downward spiral. Her mind is in a nadir now. She thinks she's carrying the spawn of the devil and has repeatedly attempted to perform an abortion. A fringe case by any measure, the sort of patient that would have received unabashed shock treatment in other institutes, and the perfect subject to test newer, less invasive approaches to mind healing. Our first group therapy session will begin tomorrow with about half a dozen patients, or so I've been told. I'm going to focus on one particular group for now. I believe Hanwell himself will be present for the first sessions. Nothing of the sort has been attempted in this place, and I'm excited to take the first steps into a bright and new age for psychology. Okay, we did read that before. That's the same. Okay, so read that. Oh, that's the drawer again. Okay. Not looking at this list. None of that stuff. Okay. I was wondering what happened to these people. There was a pile of documents about workers at the Institute. That might be it on this desk. At least from this angle, if nothing else. I've looked in these already. Some of these, at least. Right. Combination. So the A's, A through F, is locked. Which tells me it's likely that something important for our investigation or whatever is there. But obviously I don't know for sure. But it seems like, why have them in the game, in a video game, other than maybe to throw us off, I guess. It's a possibility. But otherwise I don't know why those would be. So I need to change those or adjust that, and then I can get into A through F. And also, same on this, has a combo. So whether it's the same drawer or not, one of the drawers on this will also be, it seems like will also be locked up. Yeah, so not the same drawer here. Hanwell Mental Institute, but I don't see. It's an old set of files, right? So it's not. Not likely to have anything that's pertinent to us now. Possible, just not likely. No, okay. You. And then finally, V to Z. I think we probably looked at this last time, but let me do it now just to make sure. And Ebersbacher, an ideal complement. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna use not you doing it. I'm gonna get a drink. Is what I'm trying to say. Saying the wrong thing. I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back. One sec. Okay, so the recovery rate at the Institute was high thanks to advanced treatments and novel group therapy techniques pioneered by the universally acclaimed psychologist Dr. Anne Ebersbacher. Even patients with extreme mental disorders showed meaningful progress under her care and went on to enjoy full lives within the walls of the Institute. Many others returned to their families in time, ready to face new challenges and experiences in their improved conditions. Dr. Ebersbacher organized and directed group therapy sessions for patients who had a chance of recovering or demonstrated an ability to reason. She even took part in many of those sessions herself, investing an unusual amount of effort in her patients' progress. Colleagues remember her soft, caressing voice. It had a magical effect, soothing everyone around her. Her dedication was initially perceived by the rest of the staff as the mark of passion and altruism, but in time it became apparent that her interest was purely medical. Although Dr. Ebersbacher was a generally moral and honorable person, she was in fact wholly uninterested in the patients themselves and was focused rather on the improvement of science. It was by pure chance that her patients improved in return. In later years, Dr. Ebersbacher's demeanor became cold and calculating. She began to neglect herself, always showing up to work untidy and exuding a somber mood. Rumors that she made a startling discovery abound to this day. Okay, so all of that is the same note. So we're not going to grab these papers here. That's just this. Okay. Yeah, that was the bottom drawer. Okay. Okay, so, and we already had read that before. I just was checking because I didn't remember if we wondered what it was used for. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is a safe, and I'm pretty sure this is, or either this is a dummy face that makes it look like it's a safe, but it's nothing. It's a facade, and then this opens an actual hidden safe here, or this is the actual dial to unlock an actual safe that's here. I don't know which is true, but I think it's one of those. Its pockets contain fluff and nothing else. Drawers seem to be jammed. And in those kinds of cases, when it says it's jammed, usually that makes me think that we're not going to get in there again. We might still, but it makes me think we're not, or at least it's not very likely. Sophisticated choice for this room? What could it have meant to the owner? Yeah, so a woman getting painted and then like the back side of the painting that was being done of her, or I say maybe a painting that is done of her backside. But then you have the front side here where she appears. I don't know exactly what that means. Some artistic statement, I assume, but I don't know what I'm trying to say with that. Don't see. I don't think there's anything else. Well, there's this. For some reason that escapes me, I decided to pick up the statue again. Is there an angle on this maybe I can get that'll reveal something? Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. For some reason that escapes. He's like, I don't know what it was about that statue, but I had to pick it up again and again and again. See, this kind of looks like it could be a pair of eyes. And if you flip it around, I can get it to not fight me too much. Maybe I can. I don't think that looks any better, like more like a face or something than the other way. So I think this way is probably fine. Eyes. See, it looks like this could be the helmet that it's wearing. It looks like it could be a mask even, potentially. But I don't see any kind of mechanism or anything on here to try to separate it or anything. So I'm not sure. Okay, well that's Aberbacher's office. We looked at this earlier. The next one over, Hawthorne's. Yeah. I am curious why Aberbacher's office was fine, was solely open, but Hawthorne's is not. Like, wouldn't all of the doctor's offices be closed? I would think, actually. There's a speaker there. Let me see what it says when I do it. I think probably the same as before, but figured speakers will be used for announcements and such. Okay. I didn't miss examining this on a particular angle or side or something, right? Let me see. I always suck at these. For some reason, I can't wrap my head around how to keep it at the angle I want. I mean, maybe eventually, excuse me, but not initially. I'm like thrown off. It's not looking like there's anything there. Those are just... How can I get... Outside forest felt more menacing in the dark of the night. Wasn't planning to spend too much time outside. Oh, is it night? Dark and foreboding as one would expect. Hadn't realized it turned nighttime already. Okay. Yep, okay. That's the same. No different. Ominous rock was still there, as ancient as the water surrounding it. I don't see anything else outside here. Probably don't want to do the horn. I don't know that it's going to do anything, but still. I guess it's too difficult to tell or whatever. If I go, I can't. I'll see if I can go around the other side. Maybe like get on the passenger side or the. I don't think I can get in the glove compartment, right? Yeah. So I don't know if there's anything in the car that we want. Let's go back inside, I suppose. Okay. Nothing special about the painting. It's not a photo, the painting. Oh. But upstairs anyway. Catch glimpses of the outside world through the windows, but menacing clouds ruin the view. So I guess we were able to go upstairs some. I thought she was going to stop me. Not really seeing anything in this corner other than that window view. But yoo-hoo, I'm up above here. Did you notice? No? She'll say something later, I'm sure. It's quite dark outside, and it would stay that way for many hours. Still nothing. Windows may have looked majestic in another time. Not now. Yes, you have all of this institute as well. We could not get unlocked to go through the courtyard earlier, so. Apparently the door was latched from the other side. We're a great guest, aren't we? Totally breaking our promise. You told Julia no. Do it anyway, apparently. For some reason that I can't fathom. Go this way. View might once have been breathtaking, but between the stains, dirt, and the gloomy night, it's anything but. Yeah. That's out front anyway, which is not going to help me go further into the Institute, obviously. I was thinking maybe there's something on the ground here, or on the floor. I don't see anything, so. Try as I might, the door wouldn't open. You didn't really gain anything by coming up here. Not sure. Maybe we're not really, I mean, not supposed to is maybe the wrong word, but maybe we're not really... Maybe it's too early to really get anything worthwhile, I guess maybe is how I should say that. Up there. And we can't get in here. Well, it's not looking like we're going to get what I wanted, which is deeper into the Institute. Figure it out at some point, but I don't seem to be making the progress I want. I mean, to be fair, we got the one object from the trash. We had the little flashback from looking at the calendar. Right? And then we... Basically, beyond that, we just kind of reminded... I just kind of reminded myself of stuff that we saw last time when I played. So... Not the best, but I mean, it's not horrible either, I suppose. Cannot interact. Oh, there we go. Maybe. There now. There. That... We never took that photo or whatever it was that had the red lines with us, did we? Wondering if that matches up here, although I don't know what that would mean, because these are just handprints, it looks like. So I don't know how that would improve things on that. Give us more information or anything. I don't know. And unlike over there, here we cannot look through the windows, so I don't think we're going to get anything more on that front. So we can't even look at any of these individually, so none of those are going to be useful. Okay. I think it might be time to talk to Julia again. She'll, like I said, she'll probably, or at least very possibly, be upset with us for having gone upstairs, but...
Have you been upstairs?
Not at all.
Don't lie to me. I thought I could trust you, but I may start having second thoughts.
All right, I'm sorry. I had a quick look, but didn't go very far.
Please, I told you, the upper floors are off limits. Don't make me regret giving you permission to enter the building.
Don't worry, Julia. You can trust me. I won't cause you any trouble. Cross my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I found the most strange note in the trash.
Are you picking up random trash?
What? No. I just happened to see the paper in a bag.
Okay, I'll bite. What's on the paper?
It looks like notes for chapters in a book. Very abbreviated.
Well, there are many books in the meeting room.
You're right. I might go and take another look. I'm done for now.
So, a book in the meeting room? Wait, is this the meeting room? No. Which one's the meeting room? I don't remember. Now, let me... There's a map, right? Let's see, where's the meeting room? Foyer, waiting, visiting. Oh, meeting room. Okay, that's the second. Okay. So the last from the end. Whoops, it's not that. This. This is the meeting room, right? Yeah. Okay, what did the note say? Psych of study and neurotrans. Psychology of study, the neurotrans. Neurotransmitters, 148. Can I do anything other than just close it? Oh, 148 might be combo. Right, 148. Okay, let's try that. Nope, one too many. 148. Let's try this again. One. Ah, we have a cassette. Very nice. And looks like that's it. Okay. Okay, there's a tape player over here in the drawer. Can I? There we go.
Earlier this morning I used foul language in reprimanding a clumsy nurse who forgot to lock the door to the female wing. Truly offensive, dirty words. I don't recall ever doing that before. I've clearly been under a lot of stress lately. My worst fear is becoming another Alice, so I need to remain level-headed and focused. It's this place. there's a general feeling of unease in the Institute, and those unsettling rumors don't help. But the main reason for my jumpy state has to be the baffling regression in Group E. It's disconcerting and worrying. I'm giving Alice too many reasons to use shock treatment on these patients and take all of us decades back in time. Alice Hawthorne, the backwards time traveler, that fucking bastard. Ah, there you go. I did it again. Of all the cases, Rebecca is obviously the most puzzling one. She's having nightmares about her attackers again, after a month of not uttering a word about the incident. And she's also becoming increasingly violent. I fear she will seriously harm herself. Yesterday, Alice found her viciously scratching her stomach. So much she left flesh wounds. She should be giving birth sometime in July. That's 3 weeks from now. Certainly this fact could be the explanation for her regression, if it wasn't for the rest of them.
So the others are regressing as well? Damn. See if there's any Rebecca anything in these drawers, but it's not looking like it. And I also don't know if it'd be last name or first name. So, I mean, like, how they're organized. So, Rebecca could be under a different name. But none of these, and this is just the general stuff about her methods and stuff. Rebecca, huh? Okay. 9 p.m. Oh. We advance to the next spot.
Julia, it's Bruno. Our adorable high-risk patient has escaped again. No idea how he does that. Please call someone. I need assistance immediately. I'm outside the cafeteria.
Uh-oh. Several scribbled notes were scattered on the desk. Register of visitors. Rebecca was a patient. Alice was a patient, so neither of them should be in here, right? I don't think any of these are going to be meaningful to me, but an elegant typewriter was sitting on Julia's desk. It's a good idea to keep that coat nearby, considering the biting cold. Seemed like Julia had a lot of paperwork to do. Just like the rest of the Institute, the phone, albeit stylish, was old and dusty. Okay, there aren't any drawers or anything here. Oh, let's see if there's... if there's anything else on at her desk. Okay. So they escaped toward the cafeteria. It's gonna be right. If we look here, that's gonna be down this hall. Here, yeah. Which probably means this door is open now, is my guess. I don't know what that means we're gonna run into, though. Definitely be dangerous.
Hold on. Who the hell are you?
I'm just looking around.
You what? Does this look like a shopping mall to you?
I spoke with Julia, and she gave me permission. You don't need to worry about me.
This place. It's unbelievable. Am I the only one taking my job seriously?
Well,
Look, it doesn't matter. I have enough on my plate with this patient on the loose. Just be on your way.
Patient on the loose?
Yeah, I managed to lock him inside the cafeteria. See for yourself.
It's not gonna. It's gonna be a cutscene and suddenly appear and scare us, right? Jump scare. There we go. Jumping on tables and stuff. Throwing chairs, yeah.
I see what you mean. That guy seems dangerous.
Dangerous? He's a flaming demon. He's tearing down the whole place. At this rate, there won't be a cafeteria in the morning.
You do seem busy, but can I ask some questions anyway?
Sure, whatever. The name's Bruno.
Does the term Group E ring a bell, Bruno?
Nah, is that a therapy group?
I believe so, yes. I'm trying to find more information about it.
The archive documents in this place are a complete mess, so good luck with that.
But why is that? Why is everything here in such a state of disarray?
I don't know much about it, except that it was well before my time here. That's past history now.
So, a madman on the loose.
Yes, we're having a bit of trouble with this especially rowdy patient. It's the second time today that he's escaped. In my defense, the high-risk section needs a lot of maintenance. Low risk is in somewhat better shape, sans the atmosphere of impending doom. But high risk needs some intensive work, pronto.
That doesn't inspire much confidence, though.
Welcome to my world. Be thankful there's only one high-risk patient admitted at the moment.
Yikes. You mentioned something about past history with the Institute.
Ugh, ugly business. I don't like gossip, especially when my job is involved. This is all I know. It was mostly a conflict between the staff and directors.
Conflict? Over what?
Disagreements about the handling of patients. Apparently there were oversights. Quite a few of them. I don't know much more other than what the newspapers said. You know, the rumors.
Tell me about you, Bruno.
I'm just what you see. Nothing more.
I see a troubled man in front of me with an attitude problem.
Ha ha, so funny. Let me know how you feel after you spend a few more hours in this place.
Do you know where the therapy room is?
Yes. It's on the other side of this floor.
Great, and how can I get there?
You can't with Samson back here trashing the whole cafeteria. It's the only way to reach the back corridor of this floor.
You mean the cafeteria is the only way to the therapy room?
Yeah, well, the library also connects both sides of the building, but the last time I checked, it was locked.
Does the name Baker ring a bell?
I remember seeing an office with that name, but that's all I know. Why are you asking? Are you related to her?
I'm not sure. I think I knew her, yes. There's a period of my life I can't quite remember.
Are you feeling okay? I have a couple of empty cells if you need to lie down and rest.
Yes.
You positive?
I'm absolutely. No need for that.
That was a little sloppy timing wise. That's okay.
All right.
Not the end of the world.
I'll be going.
Hey, wait. You seem like a decent sport. Or at least a harmless one. I have a favor to ask of you.
Sure.
Can you go fetch my baton? I left it in my office when I went running to pursue our friend the Tasmanian Devil here.
Okay, I guess. Where is that?
You need to go all the way through the infirmary, then down the stairway. My office is in a lower corridor they used to call the Tunnel of the Damned.
Good grief.
Nah, the name is more intimidating than it sounds. Just please go, ASAP. I need that baton to deal with the ongoing crisis.
Sounds good. I'll be on my way.
Sounds good. Oh, I get to go fetch your baton? That sounds great. That's, yep, no problem. Infirmary? Where's that? Let's see where this is. Oh. This and then down the stairs there? Oh, that's probably where it is. My bad. Let's go back. Even when it was clean and orderly so many years ago, the infirmary had never been a cozy place. Malfunctioning fluorescent lights hurt my eyes as I made my way. Fantastic. Photo depicted a group of patients talking amongst themselves. Therapy session? They were familiar faces. Huh. Just the same now, okay. This. It was weird that a patient's drawing was pinned to the corkboard, but I wagered the nurses had done it as a sort of motivational thing. You don't need to be an artist to show your emotions, but the more I looked at this, the creepier it got. Okay, I guess that's it on the corkboard. Most windows in areas with patients had some manner of protection. Still, sometimes a crazed patient would tear the grills apart and mash their head against the glass. The radiators weren't working and it showed. The infirmary felt like the Arctic. Could have put the best mattress you could find on those iron beds. They still wouldn't be comfortable. So we're not going back over that way. classic symphonies. Got Adagio, Opera 2, Piano Sonata number 4 in B flat, Symphony number 6, Harp and Harmonies, Suite 4. Looked like some kind of organ. I had no idea which one. Just casually keeping organs in like paint cans and stuff. Oh, several records. Interesting. Suppose we'll listen to those at some point later. We have that one record player. I don't remember if it was in an office or not. Somewhere. How I wish the radiators were turned on. I'd lost hope by then. Block stairway likely led to the basement and second floor. Wasn't, didn't he say go through the basement? Oh. So we're not doing that after all? Apparently some patients had already been transferred even before the reopening. This particular cell was quieter than the others. Go to a... Not looking at these, I guess. Tried opening the cell to no avail. Showers. But just a bathroom in general. Showers also. Didn't seem to be any water, or whatever unspeakable fluid ran through the pipes in this place. Not much I could do without with those sinks if water wasn't running. Apparently every mirror in this place was completely useless. Showers were covered with icky mold and grime. Icky, icky, sticky, gross. I guess somebody didn't like his teddy bear. Wondered how many diseases could be found in that toilet. Somehow I could relate to its situation. Rejected and discarded by society. Teddy bear was wet and filthy. Was Robin locked up in this institute? Ha ha ha! Nod to Scratch is very good. Somebody shut that door on us. Well, they came inside and shut the door. I do think that was everything in here. Except for him. But... Condition to these patients. It's heartbreaking. Cell was locked, which I guessed was a good thing. Poor people. Poor people. Yeah. Okay. Upon entering this corridor, I could see why it had been nicknamed Tunnel of the Damned. I didn't recall ever being down there, and I was thankful for that. October 14th, noon. Music again. That blasted tune echoing in the corridor gets on my nerves. As if all the bizarre noises in this horrible place weren't enough. But it's the only way to keep him calm. I'll take the creepy children's music over his maniacal pounding any day. Good thing I brought my own food. Oh, this isn't the doctor. This isn't David's blocker. Sorry about that. Good thing I brought my own food. They said provisions would be available for us during this phase, but I swear they're trying to poison us. I'd pick one of the abominations in those jars from the museum over this canned stuff they sent us. Maybe not. I'm bored. I don't know who's supervising this construction work, but there's no way the place will be in safe condition to bring in more patients anytime soon. Certainly not tonight. If you ask me, and no one will, I'm no nobody. This whole thing is way, way too rushed. You don't need to bring in a dangerous psychopath to test the security of the facilities. Just being here for 5 minutes will tell you all you need to know. I'm beginning to regret signing up for this. There's a foul stench coming from that massive metal door at the end of the corridor. I think it leads to the storage room in the basement. I can only imagine the source of that smell. Can't seem to open the door, though. Won't budge. I think it's mechanical, and that electrical sound behind it doesn't inspire confidence either. Evening. Somewhat. That's it. I'm taking that cursed musical box away. Can't stand it anymore. I don't care how much he enjoys music. Eventually he'll bang his own brains to oblivion. Gotta be organized for whatever it's worth, and note accurate times for my next entries. 6 p.m. The lighting in this forsaken place is failing and giving me a headache with all the constant flickering. It's worse than the horrible smell at the end of the corridor. At least the smell doesn't hurt. Hope the construction workers arrive on time. 7 p.m. Stupid me. Couldn't help myself and tried opening that door. Zap! Electric shock. Way to go, genius. I should trust my instinct next time. With all this stinking humidity down here, I can only assume the moisture has caused a wiring malfunction. One thing's for sure, I'm not getting anywhere beyond this corridor. 8 p.m. 2 keys seem to be missing. One is for the locked office of a certain Hawthorne. The other is for the office of the previous director of the Institute, Hanwell himself. That Dr. Miller guy asked me about those keys again. Sure, Your Highness, Dr. Miller. Let me spend the whole night searching for those keys for you. I'm not your damn assistant. Although that patient roaming the building, Leo is it? Something odd about him. Trust that guy. Should have a word with him when I get the chance. Drawer was filled with old and useless papers. This drawer seemed like it was about to fall apart with all the paperwork in it. Managed to make out old schedules and administrative stuff. Wasn't worth my attention. No doubt the noise of the alarm would disturb the dangerous patients even more. variety of pulp paperbacks and some old newspapers. So that pressing that, we'll do that. Let's not do that, probably. There might come a point where I need to, but for now, let's not do that. Here's his baton. Took Bruno's baton with me as you requested. Nothing else in here? Yeah, nothing else in here. Okay. Wondered what the story was behind that quaint music box. Okay. A student said the keys would be useful and grabbed them on an impulse. On further thought, it was a relief that at least something in this place actually worked properly. The cells were locked. Metallic sound resonated through the menacing tunnel of the damned, yet the door wouldn't open. The cell seemed to be abandoned. Odd scribblings adorned the walls. I wondered how on earth he could draw any of that. Nothing on this at all. Okay, guess not. I guess that's it. I just see the ukulele or whatever, and the scribbles there. I don't see anything else. Okay. What's over here? Old equipment scattered around, damaged and without any apparent use.
Well, you brought my baton. Someone who's actually helpful in this godforsaken chunk of concrete.
Don't mention it. It was easy to find with your directions.
Hey, Monmouth, welcome.
Do you like classical music, Bruno?
I don't like music. Period.
Probably same with the other records. Do I mention the keyring to him? Yeah, let's not
I'll be
mention the
going.
keyring. Yeah, this actually came out, I want to say like March or April of this year of 2025, but you know, I didn't play it earlier because I wanted to save it for the Hallow stream and then progressing into the next year or so. But yeah, we've gone farther now. Yeah, we've gone farther than we did during the demo, of course. So basically, without getting too much into
Hey.
that, oh yeah,
Whoa, where do you think you're going with that keyring?
Sorry, I thought I had to bring you that too.
No, you shouldn't touch those keys. Please give them back.
Yes, of course.
Man, so we don't have them now? Damn. Well, that sucks. I was hoping we were going to have the keys. Yeah. Yeah, it's not exactly. That's okay, though. I mean, it's an indie studio. They don't have, you know, they don't necessarily have loads of money. And probably they were going for a certain aesthetic or vibe or something, I'm guessing. But, yeah. Okay, so let me just briefly walk you through what we've done so you're caught up. Yeah. Yeah, same guy as Scratches. Okay, so when we first started playing tonight, okay, so Julia was still at her desk, and we did some wandering around. We found let's see, over here, this way. Looks not bad in an asylum, yeah. Okay, so this is Dr. Ebersbacher. She was a guest. I don't know if you saw or if you remember either the original demo I did of this or the stream on Halloween. Okay, but Dr. Ebersbacher is one of the former psychologists at the Institute. So if you remember, the Institute had operated in the 19th century, so the 1800s, and then it had shut down for a time. And it's now under construction in the process of being, or with the attempt to eventually reopen it. They already have some patients here contained in certain cells and stuff. They have one dangerous patient, apparently. And that guard I was just talking to is watching. He's basically confined that patient to the cafeteria. And so he's planning on, keeping the patient there until, I guess, he can get more help, whether that's in the morning or whatever, but until he can get more help to help him handle that dangerous patient. That's the only dangerous one, supposedly. All the others are just, like lower risk. Anyway, so they're in the process of trying to reopen stuff. Well, Ebersbacher was here before it closed the first time. Well, it's only closed one time before, I think. But anyway, before it closed down earlier. And she's got some stuff, talks about, like, different patient records and whatnot. Okay. She basically talks about how well, let me actually, before I tell you what she said, let me first back up slightly. So this set of drawers here, the top drawer in this cabinet was locked with this combination lock here. Did not know how to get into this. We did end up, though, outside here, over there at the end. This is a janitor's closet. In here there was a from her, I should slightly say, from her office we found a letter opener, and so we've got that. Although it's not going to show you right now, because I think I have to be in a situation where using an item is going to be needed for it to show up. But basically, we have a little letter opener. Okay, so in here there was a trash bag. Yeah, it's like stuff everywhere. Yeah, in here there was a trash bag. We used the letter opener on it and cut it open and found a little slip of paper that referred to a book about psychology. And actually, I can tell you. Let's see. Maybe it's not in here. Anyway, but then, yeah, there was a book of psychology. Basically, the note mentioned a book of psychology and then a particular chapter within that book. So we went to, there's a, trying to remember what kind of room, a meeting room, I think is what it's called, that adds a whole bunch of books on a shelf. One of the books was the one that we saw on the slip of paper. And if we looked up the chapter, it gave a 3-digit page number, like 148, I think, or something like that. That unlocked this upper drawer in that cabinet that we saw. Okay? So, in the cabinet on that upper drawer, we found a cassette tape. And in the top drawer here, there is a cassette player. So we played the tape and we found out that basically Dr. Ebersbacher was starting to, or they say, I think they say like Ebersbacher or something. But it's Ebersbacher, it's a German name. Anyway, so she was struggling with some people, you know, that were, she viewed as maybe a little bit incompetent, but also some people that maybe just resisted doing things her way. She had some therapy sessions where sometimes, if needed, they would do shock therapy, but it seemed like her peer, Dr. Hawthorne, it seems like, kept wanting to find a reason to use shock therapy. Like, I don't know if he was actually sadistic so much as just, the way she described it is almost like he felt like maybe there no other methods were going to be would work well or something. Might have been some sadism in there too. Not totally sure, but it sounded more like he just was convinced that shock therapy was the way to go or something. She disagreed. Anyway, she'd been here for a while and got really frustrated, or not really frustrated, really affected by this place. She said she started having headaches and she started feeling like something was wrong with this place and that it was really going to be hard for her. Like she was going to have a struggle going through stuff. Okay, anyway. So after we listened to the tape, we came out of her office and then we got a screen saying 9 p.m. So we switched to an hour later. And that's when there was over the speaker, the guard that we were talking to there said that that one dangerous patient had escaped, and he said, anybody who can help me, meet me over at the cafeteria. Apparently, we're the only people that can help him, only person that can help him. Julia was at her desk there. After that announcement, she's not at her desk now. We don't know where she is, but she's for sure not at her desk. So, that's the thing. So, to help the security guard here, he asked us, well, first we asked about the dangerous patient who's here, right? We looked in the windows here and saw him. He like banged his head against this window and cracked it a little bit, and then we saw him jumping up and down on tables over here. Anyway, we talked to the guard. He needed his baton because he felt like he wanted that in case he confronted the patient, he would have something to, you know, use to subdue the patient, also protect himself. So he sent us through here. This previously, the hour before, had been locked, these doors. This goes to the infirmary. So we go through here. Okay, so this is what's left of this is how the state the former infirmary is in right now before they do all the reparations and stuff. Anyway, so we got through here. At the end over here, we found 3 records. Well, previously, we found a record player in, like, one of the rooms outside here. Not this new area. So, I picked those 3 up, so we will go listen to those. Anyway, and then we proceeded through the doors here to the first row of cells, of patient cells. And then you go to the end of that and go to the next one. And I think it was in the first set. No, the second set, I think it was. The first room on the right, instead of being a cell, was like a bathroom. We were in there looking at stuff, and there was a teddy bear in the toilet. And our character asked, I wonder if Robin is going to be at this institute. Remember, Robin was the person in scratches that was actually there on the property. So, nice little nod to the previous game. Anyway, go through this first set of cells where there are all the people in the asylum, and then the next set of cells, more people in the asylum, and then we go to some stairs. We went down the stairs, and there were some more cells for the asylum, but there's one of the cell doors was open, and there was like scrawling on the wall and stuff. Wasn't really anything I found in there. There was like a ukulele, but you didn't get any clues from it. You just kind of could turn it around and look at it and then set it down. So not really all that useful. Like I said, we had the scrawling on the wall. Couldn't really make much out of it. And I think that's the cell of the dangerous guy who's escaped. And anyway, a couple doors before that cell, though. So as soon as we got to the bottom of the stairs and then opened the first door, the first room on the right was a security office. We went in there, we got a baton, and we found the set of keys that the security guard would not let us keep. Unfortunately, I was hoping we'd like sneak off with those. Apparently that's not a thing. What else was in that room? There's a music box in that room that had been taken away from a patient that apparently kept playing it, and it was creepy. Somebody thought it was creepy or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway. And that might just be about it. Anyway, the main find from here, though, was that we found those records. So we're going to go back to whatever room the record player is in, and we'll see if we can play those and get more information from somewhere. Now, it's not going to be anywhere in this hall, because other than what just opened up over there, we can't go through any place in this hall. This is locked. Go down over here. This is all blocked off. No way to get through. And if we come back here, this is jammed. Or latched from the other side. So there is, and the lights don't work, by the way. Anyway, so there's nothing we can do in this hall. So the record player has to be out in this first hall, or one of the side rooms to the side of the foyer there, or foyer if you say it that way. We cannot get in Hawthorne's office. I don't believe there's anything in there. I don't think there, so I think we want the other side. The meeting room is the far room. Well, let's see if there's in the archives. Is this where there's a? Yeah. Here's where the record player is, right here, or turntable, whatever you want to call it, right here. Okay. So I want. Can I? There we go. I need this icon, I guess, the wrench icon. Then you can try to use stuff, and then so it's right click to pull up your items if you have that wrench icon, and then mouse roller toggles between them. I don't know if there's an order for these to do. We'll just do them in the order that they come up. So red first. Violin concertos, opera 8, such elegant violins. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Do it again. Suite number 16 in B minor, relaxing variety piece. Flute solo from Touradon. The flutist was inspiring. Nocturne Suite in E flat, haunting. Okay. Couldn't grab the record. Oh, it was on. There we go. Okay. Now this. What? Why? What? So I can't do another record now? Hang on. Sorry, man. Damn it. If I do this and then do it? No. try it again. Can I do it now? So there's only the one record? Really? Bro. I feel ripped off. I feel like I wasted... But I guess not. I don't know. Well, that did not really give me anything that I wanted. Okay, let's see. Earlier they talked about Rebecca, or Dr. Ebersbacher mentioned Rebecca on the cassette tape. She's not here. She also mentioned Alice, and I don't see her here either. So these are either contemporary names of people or people that don't really apply now. I do wonder now, though, since I see that wrench icon lets me use items, I wonder... This. See, okay, classical music, classics. Okay, so it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Anyway. No, I could have hurt myself. So we're not gonna try to open it with that. Probably means we need the key at some point. Find a therapy room. Yeah, he said... Therapy's over here. Yeah, we have to get via the courtyard or the library or the cafeteria. We have to get over to this side before we can get to the therapy room. So we cannot do that right now. There's not a way. Until this violent criminal, not criminal, this violent patient is dealt with, we're not getting through. What else? Patient escaped from his cell and was locked in the cafeteria, preventing me from proceeding toward the therapy room. Leon's violent, vinyl red, relaxing classical music. Nice, I could use some relaxation. Record was in good condition, said classical symphonies. Old vinyl, classical gold. Okay. Let's see. Don't know if I have much more I could do with these. So the other thing I could think of, although this is potentially dangerous because I don't know if there's, I don't think so, but I don't know if there's some kind of like final ending on this, like you die and you're permanently dead and you have to start all over or something. There is, though, and it might not work either, but there is this stuff.
Hi again, Bruno.
Maybe there's not anything else.
What is this about a process of reopening?
Exactly what it sounds like. They're reopening the place.
But it's a mess.
Yes, tell me about it. It's a disaster. No one knows anything, things are just happening without a reason. I'm not sure how they intend to pull this off.
But then, why are you here, Bruno?
Because they're paying me.
Huh. Well, that's not a bad reason.
And it's not such a difficult job either, other than your average patient escaping the cell and potentially killing you in the process.
Are they paying you enough for this?
Not nearly.
Are you familiar with the Kirkbride plan?
Kirk what? Sounds like something I don't care about.
It's the architecture of the building we're in.
Oh, right. I remember hearing that term during meetings to coordinate the reopening. An old and impractical type of construction.
But there were plans to change that, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know the whole story. But for sure the idea is to continue that work, beginning tomorrow.
What are these rumors about past history?
Hey, you're gonna make some people here uncomfortable if you keep asking these questions. You know, the rumors that led to the shutdown back then. But I suggest you drop this line of questioning. Now, hold on. You're not a reporter, right?
Me? No, absolutely not.
Good.
Let me tell you some stuff that could potentially implicate and cause problems for the institution. And then ask you if you're a reporter after I've told you the information. Good. Well done.
About this sudden shutdown.
Okay, listen. People here, that is, the new management, don't like hearing about that.
But you said it was old history.
Yeah, look. It's about the reputation of the place. Hanwell used to be a very well-respected institution. But then, something happened. It was serious. The police got involved, newspapers, everything. The whole shebang, and now they're investing a lot of money to get this place up and running again. And they don't want those old stories surfacing again.
I see. See you later, Bruno.
One other thing I forgot to mention as well. As we were wandering around, I was looking to see if there was anything more that we'd not found before, right? Oh yeah, I've looked at Julia's desk too. There's nothing really useful, at least at this point, that I found at her desk where she was. Anyway, but over here, there's a calendar right here. When I clicked on this earlier tonight, and I don't know why I clicked on it actually, because it was something to click on. Anyway, when I clicked on it, there was a very brief memory flash for us, like some kind of flashback from our past, where I don't know if it was us talking to the person or if it was us doing the talking. But anyway, in the memory, there was somebody at this table right here talking to someone else. So one of them had their back to us, the other one was facing us, had kind of long, haggard hair. Anyway, and the person said something along the lines of, like, I don't know why he's here, or something like that. It was kind of hard to hear a little bit, and there was no subtitle, so it was not something that was easy to discern. It was something along those lines. And then our character basically said, I don't know why, but I seem to remember this from when I was here before. Doesn't really remember other stuff, but remembers that, I guess. So that was something else too. I don't know how big of a thing that's going to end up being, but that does have something to do with something. We go upstairs here. I went up, despite telling Julia we would not, we decided immediately it was important to break our promise to her. So we went up here. The door was latched from the other side, and did a little wandering. There's nothing over here, really, which is a little strange to me. I would have thought there'd be, I don't know, a scrap of paper or something. I mean, I get some of this just to be, is basically window dressing. It's just to be for ambiance and stuff for the game, and like to fill it out so it feels real. But still, a little strange not to find anything at all over there. You can click on the windows and it just says something about it being dark outside or whatever. Yeah, neither of those doors open. I was hoping if we had the keys, we would be able to open either of those two doors. But apparently we don't have the keys, so that's not going to be a thing for us, at least not right now. I feel like at some point we probably will get the keys. I wonder if that means that Bruno will get hurt and or even killed. And so we'll end up getting the keys from him at that point. I don't know. But yeah, this right here, now that we know that Dr. Hawthorne was really a fan of this, is a little more meaningful. So this is from the early times, before Ebersbacher and Hawthorne. Because Ebersbacher, like I said, or I showed you, has that tape recorder. There were no tape recorders in 1878. There weren't even cassette tapes in 1878, let alone something to play them on. So this is way before their time. I for a second I did a careful examination of this to see if this was going to be like The Shining, where our character somehow is in this photo from 100+ years ago. Somehow we're there, and why are we there? I don't understand and stuff. But reasons for admission from 1864 to 1889. But none of this stuff really is all that useful, I think, for our investigation. It's more just telling us, you know, how things used to be and whatnot. Anyway, so I think for now that's probably going to be it for this. We'll stop here. I'm going to try again. I'm assuming it's still locked up or whatever. Like, there's nothing else useful to do. Let's see if... Oops. Not here, my bad. Next one over. Try the record player one more time, just in case it happens to like reset or something. But I feel like it probably did not. Oh no, we can. Yeah, good. Okay. Long playing Unbreakable. All right, let's do that. Prelude for guitar number 16. Some relaxing guitar music. Okay. So I was playing in the speakers. So that's cool. Alright, anyway. I guess we'll just stop here. That's good. Yeah. This is the save from the demo I did, cut like 3 years ago or whatever. And this is the save from Halloween. So we'll maybe end up deleting some of these. We'll see. Make sure it's saved. Yeah, right here. Okay. Excellent sound. Yep. Okay, so for today, I have that still going. Okay. For today, that'll be it for that. So we'll leave that there. I will be streaming again in about 11 hours. that also will be continuing one of the games. I guess I could show you since I had it up anyway. That'll be one of these games from Halloween we had. Like that or something. Anyway, so there, that's better. Anyway, so one of these, we're doing Asylum now. So I haven't decided what one we're going to do tomorrow, like in 11 hours. One of these others. Probably Reveal the Deep, Concludes to Tales from Candleforth. Probably one of those. I don't tend to have as many viewers on that middle stream, so anyway. But yeah, so I'll be streaming, like I said, in about 11 hours. And other than that, just usual time. So tomorrow at the same time, we'll be doing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Although we will have started 3 hours ago, so hopefully we'll be just about finishing up tomorrow at this time. But anyway, that'll be it for now. So thanks, Monmouth, for hopping on. Appreciate the support. Yeah, I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. Spend it with your loved ones. You rested some, and you had a good time with everybody you spent time with. And appreciate the support, as I said. I'll talk to you guys soon. Until next time, take care. Peace.
Poor spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.